Will you have to install an ignition interlock device if you are convicted of a New Jersey DWI? Getting charged with driving while intoxicated can upend your life. The law in New Jersey has evolved, and most convictions now come with more than fines and license suspensions. Since December 2019, the state has required ignition interlock devices in many cases, making it essential to understand how this requirement works and when it applies. Failing to follow the rules can lead to additional penalties, so anyone facing a DWI charge should be aware of the law and the available options. New Jersey updated its DWI statutes to promote safety. Under the law effective December 2019, courts must order installation of an ignition interlock device, IID, for most offenders, even first-time offenders. In February 2024, a voluntary program was introduced that allows drivers charged with certain alcohol-related offenses to install the device before conviction and receive credit toward their eventual suspension. These measures aim to reduce drunk driving fatalities and allow people to maintain limited driving privileges while ensuring sobriety. A skilled DUI lawyer can help explain the statutes and evaluate whether the voluntary credit system might lessen your interlock period. If you are convicted of a DWI in New Jersey, the answer is usually yes. You will have to install an ignition interlock device. The law requires IIDs for first-time offenders with a blood alcohol concentration, BAC, between 0.10% and 0.15% for 7 to 12 months and for drivers with a BAC of 0.15% or higher during a license revocation of 4 to 6 months plus 9 to 15 months after reinstatement. Even first-time offenders with a BAC between 0.08 and 0.09 must install the device to regain driving privileges and keep it for at least 90 days. A refusal to submit to a breath test triggers the same requirements. Second and third offenses carry longer revocations and interlock periods of up to 8 years and an additional 2 to 4 years after the revocation ends. Because these periods are fixed, waiting to install the device does not shorten the obligation. An ignition interlock device is a breath alcohol analyzer attached to a vehicle's ignition system. Before starting the car, the driver blows into a mouthpiece. If alcohol is detected, the engine will not start. Once the vehicle is running, the IID periodically prompts the driver for additional breath samples to ensure continued sobriety. Under the 2024 voluntary program, installing the device early can earn day-for-day credit toward the eventual interlock period for first offenses and partial credit for subsequent offenses. This policy encourages proactive compliance and signals a willingness to accept responsibility. However, the program applies only to alcohol-related charges, not drug-related DUIs. Longer IID requirements and BAC levels. The length of time you must maintain an ignition interlock device depends on your BAC and prior convictions. For BACs between 0.10 and 0.14%, the device must stay in place for at least 7 months and may remain for up to a year. Drivers with a BAC of 0.15% or more face a mandatory 4 to 6 month license revocation and must keep the device installed for 9 to 15 months after their licenses are restored. For BACs between 0.08 and 0.09%, installation is required to end the suspension, and the device must stay for at least 90 days. Repeat offenders face interlock periods of 2 to 4 years following license revocation that can last up to 8 years. These requirements underscore the seriousness of DWI charges and make it crucial to contact an attorney early to discuss your options. Violations and possible defenses. New Jersey imposes strict penalties for failing to comply with interlock requirements. Not installing the device when ordered can result in an additional 1-year license suspension. Tampering with or bypassing the device is a disorderly person's offense punishable by fines up to $1,000 and possible imprisonment. Failing a rolling retest activates a temporary lockout and adds to your troubles. Legal defenses may include showing that the IID was improperly installed, that it malfunctioned, that due process rights were violated, that there were procedural errors, or that medical conditions interfered with the results. An experienced lawyer can evaluate the evidence and build a defense when violations are alleged. Having a knowledgeable attorney by your side makes navigating these laws less daunting. The Kugel Law Firm's team of New Jersey DWI lawyers, led by Rachel Kugel, works to protect clients' rights and to challenge questionable evidence. They understand how to leverage the voluntary credit system, address interlock violations, and mount defenses based on faulty installations or device malfunctions. Because New Jersey's DWI statutes provide little room for error, securing representation is vital to minimize penalties and get back on the road. If you face a DWI charge in the Garden State, know that ignition interlock devices are now a central part of the law. By understanding how these devices work, when they are required, and how long they must remain installed, you can make informed decisions and protect your future. For personalized guidance, contact the Kugel Law Firm at 1 Gateway Center No. 2600, Newark, New Jersey, 07102 or call 973-854-0098. Their lawyers can explain your rights, outline the process, and help you navigate the complexities of the interlock system.